Hey family, Aaron here to tell you about our latest sponsor, Studio Sweden headphones. Do you like headphones that are comfortable, stylish, and Bluetooth? Well, Studio Sweden headphones are all three. Studio Sweden headphones has decided to sponsor the Black Astronauts podcast and is giving something to our listeners. If you type in BAPPOD at checkout, you will get 15% off and worldwide shipping. So go to studioswedenheadphones.com and use the code BAPPOD. Now on to the show.
I wear short shorts and bras, and the boys love it all.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Hey, Play Cousins, it's your girl Lloyd, and I am just here to deliver the bad news that if you are 17 years or younger, you should not be listening to this podcast without parental consent. However, if you're 18 and up, be good, love. Enjoy.
All right, everybody. Hello, whores. Welcome to another episode of HWAP. You know why you're here, niggas. I'm here. It's me, Krystal, in case you haven't realized. And I'm here with two bitches I know. Say hello.
Hello.
Hey. The fact that we're going on almost 3 years of podcasting and we're still surprised by our own intro every time. Like,
Docket ain't different from the day I made it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you can find us on Twitter at T for Tried It. You can email us at HoustonWeHaveAProblemPod@gmail.com. If you want to leave us a voicemail, you know you do. Fucking do it. The number is 502-498-8814. Once again, 502-498-8814. Leave us a voicemail or I'll burn down your mother's home. You can also find us on the Facebook. If you want to get some bad merchandise, you can go to teepublic.com/user/Black Astronauts Podcast 1, the number 1. We also have Patreon, of course. Help a nigga out. That is patreon.com/Black Astronauts. And with that note, I'm going to swing it on over to Raven. Raven, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
sorry.
I feel like I'm somewhere between, like, about to get beat up for my food stamps outside the bodega and, like, watching the news.
I feel like you're supposed to respond like Ollie. Every time.
I don't know how I should move right now. This is making me nervous.
You gotta respond like Ollie. You gotta read all the Patreon people in Ollie's voice.
Yeah. Follow with your heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, we have our Patreon patrons who are some of the greatest people ever. They donate a certain amount of money to us, and in return, they get certain content, certain perks. The levels are as follows. If you donate $3, you get a shout out on the main BAP and the main access to the main BAP archive. $5, you get a shout out on all the shows, plus firesides, plus a quarterly giveaway of the $75 Amazon gift card. $10 is a shout out on all the shows, plus archives, plus fireside, plus a quarterly $75 Amazon giveaway gift card and other bonus content, which you guys just have to be on the lookout for. And so now I am going to go ahead and shout out all of our awesome patrons, starting with 4 Watch folks who take naps before the club and never show up. I can relate. Shadrach C, Black Sean, Nutella's Life, Sadida H, Just DeAndre, Veggie Vixen, Ron B, V Williams, Feeks Beard, Peter H, Pashto Chene, The Legendary Shogun, Felt 5, who made our bomb-ass theme song, Deloya, Shalana W, Wonga, Cameron B, Mr. Brent, C Mo, Ashley G, Chonilla, Knowledge, Dre, The Disrespectful One MJ, Donald, Ophelia Ono, Teddy Funk, Charlie Snowflake, Angela D, My Fluffy Pups, DJ Food and Drink, 4 Watched Folks, Ariana, Nikki M, Devo G, Tasha Solid, Shauna E, Scrum Master Flash, and Jordan H. Thank each and every one of y'all so much. You don't know how much we appreciate what you guys do for us. Like, y'all just really don't know. Trust me when I tell you. So, with that being said, I guess I'll take over the hosting, or you want to keep going? Aggressive newscaster lady.
Thanks, Raven. Shout out to all of our patrons. You're great.
Ting.
All right, so I just want to check in with you guys. What have you niggas been doing?
Who would you like to answer first?
I was thinking about it. I was praying on it. Why don't we go with Lloyd?
I have been doing like the adulting thing. Okay. So what I have been doing is finishing my fucking master's degree. Yes, bitch, I'm clapping.
Amen.
I have also been fixing my computer laptop. Notice that it has not died while I have been sitting talking to you guys. And you know what the issue was? I needed a new battery because my shit was no longer holding a charge.
Yeah.
$30. Yep. Really. $30. You know Amazon be coming through for a nigga. And we are buying a house. We are closing next Wednesday.
Yay.
Big things.
And Garvey's still not here for any of my shit. That's it, y'all. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Twitter and IG. And I have been tweeting lately. Sparingly, but I have been back at it. At thatgirl_Lloyd on Twitter and IG. And also for our premium people, I'm working on something just for you guys. You know, my favorite time of year is coming
what the
pretty
fuck
fast.
Are you doing? Are you building a house out of buckets?
No, I keep dropping my charger, and I want to keep it close. That's all.
I thought you were yelling at your dog again. I was supposed to say, ma'am.
Like I said, premium people, I'm working on something special for y'all. So if you're not premium, you should really consider becoming one. Because my favorite time of year, if anyone knows me, my favorite holiday is Turkey Day. Not Thanksgiving, but Turkey Day. Because I don't want to celebrate the mass genocide of the people, but I do like eating. And I really like to share all my recipes on how you can make yourself some bomb turkey. This year, I think I'm going to do a whole Thanksgiving series just for our Patreon people.
Sounds good.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that black people really don't celebrate the holidays for what they are. We just like to eat.
Talk about it, sis. We just want a day off work paid and a reason to eat.
Boy.
Yeah.
You know,
Somebody
you don't even got to really give us a reason to eat, because we'll take President's Day off and go do nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely, sis.
Don't give me the opportunity to not show up. You shitting me.
So what have you been up to, Raven?
As far as me, not really too much. I've been working my ass off and, just trying to stay out of the way. I've been really tired lately. Just the oppressive Texas sun and nigga, it's ridiculous. Like, and the thing is, my job, we have covered parking, so I will like go get in my car and it's been in shade all day, and I will still be like, Oof. It's quite warm in here. It's just ridiculous. But outside of that, not too much. I've been just trying to stay in the house and adjust to this bi-weekly pay schedule I'm back on. That sucks pretty bad. Listen, it is nothing more sad than like getting paid, seeing all of your money disappear out of your account and realizing that no more money is going to come in for another 14 days.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Well, not necessarily no money's going to come in, but like not a substantial amount. You know? And that's a little upsetting, especially when I'm used to just a small amount coming in every week. Like, it's hard waking up on a Friday and being like, damn, I didn't get paid today.
Yeah.
So
it's rough.
Outside of that, I've been contemplating kicking my dog in the ass for ruining our show. Because she's back in here now and eyeing me.
Why do you sound so far away?
Do I?
Yes. You sound like you on punishment in a quiet room. How do these niggas?
Well, I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna have to fix it in post production. Anyway, right. So yeah, outside of that, I haven't really been up to anything. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can find me all over the internet at This Zeta's a Jerk. Oh, and I will be getting back on like Instagram and stuff like that because I finally got my eyebrows done today, and so I am like,
nigga. Thank you for taking the proper time to get yourself together.
Okay, man, you could have left the eyebrows part out. You could have just said, "I'm getting back on IG." So
no, well, because it was some people were asking me, like, I mean, everybody's been checking. I'm like, am I okay? Because I've just been kind of off to myself, which I have been. But the reason why I haven't been like taking pictures or showing up on Instagram, not necessarily live, but like, you know, the little Insta snap and stuff like that, is because my eyebrows wasn't done, and like they haven't been done. I had to fully let them grow in so that my lady Samita can go and hook my shit up again. And so I finally like had the time to be able to go over and make it and get my eyebrows done, and I got a pedicure when I got off of work, and so I feel like a bad bitch again. I'm on my best Beyonce, I feel. And I mean, you know, you can't be just like all the, you know, that's how people be sharing too much information on Instagram when you feeling real Keisha Cole about yourself, like you real in your feelings and shit's just fucked up for you right now and your life's a mess.
Keisha Cole about yourself.
Listen, because not even to speak on Keisha Cole, but she makes sad bitch music. Like, my nigga cheating on me, my food stamps got cut off. Just a bad day.
She made sad ratchet bitch music.
I mean, and I'm not going.
This Keisha Cole? What is it?
I know a Keisha Kaur, but what is a Keisha Cole? Yeah, no, like she just really makes bad day in the hood music. And after all that, I got home, I tried to smoke, and I split the Rello.
I'm not even gonna do Keisha like that because I will still sing Love anywhere, anytime that shit comes on.
There's about a good 5 or 6 Keisha Cole songs that I like. I remember one time me and Krystal, I wonder if I still have that on here, this whole ass argument about music, and she tried to judge me for the amount of Keisha Cole music that I know. I don't hear any backup coming, Lloyd. I
got nothing to say.
Well, I mean, can you blame me?
I can, because I know a large amount of Keisha Cole's catalog as well, but I just won't admit to it in public places.
I genuinely feel like I know less than 10.
I feel like I could name about
12.
Okay, see, now we got to do this. Hold on.
No, let's finish the show.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look it up now. But yeah, if you want to find me, you can find me all over the internet at This Zeta's a Jerk. Go ahead, Krystal, while I look this up.
Well,
I got exactly 10 Keisha Cole songs on my phone, bitch. That's plenty.
Nigga, you want to know how many Keisha Cole songs I got on my fucking phone?
And you know what? I feel nope, because one of them is a repeat of Let It Go. One has Missy on it, and the other don't have Missy on it. So it's really 9. Oh, and Love is on here twice too, so 8.
And he interrupted me for Keisha.
And Heaven Sent is on here again. I only got 7 Keisha Cole songs on here. Like, when you really get down to it.
Interrupt me with Beyonce. Interrupt me with hell. You can even interrupt me with fucking Jordan.
I'm interrupting you with defending my honor. I'm defending my honor, bitch. Don't call me no Keisha Cole fan.
Anyways, what have I been up to? Krystal has been slowly suffering because the universe has been acting like a complete dickhead towards me. But other than that, I guess fuck it, I'm still alive, so whatever. I have been still I don't know what the fuck I've been doing. I just been sitting here suffering. But anyway, just fucking
so slow simmering hell. That's what I've been doing.
I am, it's like my life has been an L for the past month and a half.
Yeesh.
And I'm just, it's a slow burn and it just won't fucking go away. And I just want the universe, the Lord, Buddha, whoever is doing this shit and stirring their finger in this pot that's called life to leave me the fuck alone. Oh yeah, also guys, I sell body butters and body oil, so if you want to hit me up on that, just email me. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, what's the other thing called? Facebook at Krysy Chula. And then you can also find me on Twitter and on Tumblr as the Krysy Chula. I have my own Patreon page. Please be a patron. All the bad bitches are. It is
the baddest
Patreon.
of the baddest bitches.
All the baddest bitches are. It's patreon.com/Krysy Chula. If you want to hit me up and just say, hey, if you want to send me a tasteful nude, or if you want to send me a nasty nude, you can email me at ask_Krysy@yahoo.com. Or if you just want to be in the Ask Krysy series, you can also email me. But you can't send me nudes if you are not fine. Thank you. So there that goes.
Yes.
That's great. Keep going.
All right. So
you're doing good. You're doing good.
I wanted to make sure you didn't interrupt me with no goddamn Keisha Cole again.
She's never gonna let you live this down.
So yeah, I recounted and it's seven Keisha Cole songs.
Nah, nigga, how you mistake 7 for 10?
Well, because you know how when the Apple Music first started and like you would go through and be like, oh, I don't have this song on my phone, so you got your downloaded version of a song, and then you have the Apple like music version of the phone. I had 3 songs that I had it on there twice.
You guys, Raven is an die-hard Keisha Cole fan. She loves her.
And you know what? That's why your month been shit, because this is the type of shit that you get yourself into. This is your motherfucking problems. This is your problem. This is the fuck is wrong with you. This is your shit. Your month is shit because this is what you like to do.
Nigga,
God don't like ugly and he ain't too fond of cute.
I still ain't listening to fucking Keisha Cole to soothe my pain, nigga.
I don't listen to Keisha Cole to soothe my pain neither. But I'm telling shit, you might want to start. You need something.
No. That's
life keep dragging you by the edges. Sometimes you might have should have cheated.
I would listen to a dry Michelle Williams gospel hit before I listen to them.
That ain't fair, because Michelle Williams might actually be killing it in the gospel scene. I don't know. I don't listen to gospel music, so I don't have a horse in this race. But
spoiler alert.
What if Michelle Williams is the Beyonce of gospel?
Spoiler alert, she isn't.
Oh, she isn't?
Yolanda Adams is definitely the Beyonce of gospel, bitch.
Thank you.
I feel like Yolanda Adams is like the...
Don't you dare disrespect Yolanda.
Oh, no. I was going to go for like a Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, untouched queen of... Because that's the only gospel artist I really know. Kirk Franklin.
That's because you a heathen.
Listen, my friend told me that she knew I was a heathen because my childhood Bible is in very good shape. Like, first of all, bitch, it's King James Version. So fuck you.
Niggas have a childhood Bible.
Listen, my grandma old a country and from Kentucky. I'm sorry, okay, Krystal, you running the show. Go ahead.
All right, so do y'all want to hear good stuff first? Do you want to hear bad stuff first and then feel better with the good stuff?
Bad and then feel better with the feedback? Good. No, we don't.
Okay, because the doc is confusing me. Ignore. Continue. Let's start with something bad, work our way to something good. No?
Okay. So, well, none of these are really bad. All right, well, I'll just talk about the thing that we want to talk about the least. So, Rachel Dolezal was arrested and booked on welfare fraud charges. Was she?
Hell yeah, girl.
Child, the ghetto.
The ghetto. So let me give y'all the rundown on this. Let me open up my iPad You pull up my article. My bad. I was over here.
Lord.
Relaxing.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Here we go. This comes from The Root. Rachel Dolezal, the white woman who cosplayed as a black woman until she was busted, has formally been indicted for welfare fraud and had to report to the Spokane County Jail on Monday for processing. As reported earlier by The Root, Dolezal, who changed her, we're not going over that, faces up to 15 years in prison in Washington state for not reporting income from her hair braiding endeavors, as well as proceeds from a book she wrote, all while receiving food and cash benefits from the state. After her book In Full Color was published in March of 2017, government welfare agencies became suspicious of her monthly income being less than $500. Damn.
The sad part is they shouldn't be suspicious because what did those books sell to anybody?
I'm so mad that the name of the book is In Full Color.
Listen, don't go look that book up. USA Today reports that Dolezal is charged with first-degree theft by welfare fraud, making false verification and second-degree perjury. She pled not guilty, reported to jail for booking and fingerprints, and was later released. Between August 1st, 2015 and 2017, she reportedly received public assistance that she was not entitled to. She received more than $8,000 in food assistance and $100 in child care assistance. So they really about to lock this bitch up with a felony over $8,800.
Ooh, woo, child. But yeah.
How did I could have sworn? Didn't she make money off of that fake little documentary they gave her?
I don't know.
Actually, I believe Netflix says she was not paid, but they paid the people who made the documentary.
And they might have paid. And they need to look into that because they might have paid her.
And I do have a confession, y'all. Sisters, come close. I actually watched that documentary.
Why?
I want my 79 minutes back of my life, of course. Because I wanted to be the type of person that could really listen to her side. Either way, she's wrong. Let me just start there. But I wanted to listen to her side of the story to see if I would feel differently. And I still feel like the same way I felt. It just solidified my belief. Like, her thought of her being black is rooted in her so-called oppression she faced as a child because her parents asked her to pick her socks or some shit. I don't know.
What?
So here's the thing. I went on Netflix when it came out, voted it thumbs down, so it never showed up on my feed again, and went on about my life. I refused to watch. But for my own petty pleasure, I went online to try and find what the welfare fraud laws, charges, and the statutes of limitation are for Washington State. I was curious. And welfare fraud is covered under the U.S. Code Section 6.8 blah blah blah, and it basically means getting undue welfare benefits. And in the state of Washington, where Rachel is, she could potentially receive a charge of first-degree theft, which is the 15 years in a state correctional facility. Let's see. Or if she made false statements and fraud, she could also face a penalty of up to $25,000 in fines and be listed as a Class C felon.
That's a damn shame.
Is it?
That is.
So just to make sure, the statute of limitations was what?
Oh, that's not the statute of limitations. The statute of limitations is how long it can be before something happens to you in the sense of it. But she can receive up to 15 years in a state correctional facility, or could face penalties of up to $25,000 in fines, and also this would be classified as a Class C felony. So let's say, for example, she was to cop a plea deal, then the judge could charge her with prison time and penalties. But since it's her first offense, most likely, and just kind of depends on the judge and everything like that, she can be given an up to $25,000 fine and be listed as a felon.
Ooh, child.
Listen, she wanted to be black.
See, because this is the funny thing about Rachel Dolezal, and this is also a cautionary tale to my hustlers out there and people who have side hustles. Come close, let's talk. Okay, it's not illegal to have a side hustle, but any money that you make the government wants a part of, which is a part of the reason why I personally don't advocate as far as like hair braiders and stuff like that. Don't be putting your face, or really any side hustle that you do where you're not going to be reporting your income to the IRS, which most of us are not, because if I wanted to pay taxes on the little bit of money I made, I would have, got a better job. I don't know. Either way it goes, when it comes to getting money off of a side hustle, if you're not going to report that money to the IRS, then it's technically illegal. And so what she's doing is she's not only, which I know a lot of hair braiders who do this, but she has her side hustle and doesn't have a solid job. So she's saying that she makes little to no money, and then she was braiding hair on the side, and she wasn't reporting that money that she was making from the braids. And now they want to look into how much she's made, not just with the braids, but I think, let me go back to that thing, did I close it? Damn it. See if I can reopen that article. But not only that, but she also she received $80,000 from somewhere. I closed the article before I could look, but she also received money from somewhere. So you not disclosing the side hustle money that you make could technically get you caught up, and could, if there's any type of benefits that you're making, even if you just braiding heads and only bringing in an extra $300 a month, if the government find out about it and you getting any type of money that you're not supposed to get, they can come down on you. Now 9 times out of 10 you want to believe that maybe I'll get hit with a fine, or they'll just hit me with the tax penalty and I'll be on about my way. But you never know. We in Trump's America, my nigga. You could be going upstate for a petty ass $15,000.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
Now,
I don't have nothing else to say on this.
Rachel Dolezal, I think that she received like $40,000 to $80,000 as far as like money that she didn't say anything about. So that's a little bit more than $300 a month braiding hair. But you get my gist. Just make sure that whenever you're doing your side hustle, that you're keeping either your appropriate records, or you're keeping yourself the appropriate amount of low, because it could just be the wrong call to the wrong motherfucker, and the IRS is knocking at your door. They're knocking at your door for $75.
Ooh.
Damn shame.
Tragic.
Yes.
So, no, not her, not sis her, but all the rest of y'all be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Don't try to fuck over the government, because they're going to come after you.
They definitely will. They want their money. You're not allowed to make shit without the government getting their piece.
Facts are facts, America.
Monique.
So next topic is something I'm adding in at the last minute because I forgot about this and it's irritating me. So Scarlett Johansson.
Oh God. What's she doing?
Who she just want to play everybody. So I'm not sure if people remember, but last year she was in the show, which flopped, and she played the lead character who was supposed to be an Asian woman, and everybody kept, coming at her like, bitch, this is a role for an Asian woman. But of course she ignored it because she's white, and she said, I'm gonna take this white privilege to the bank. Now she has decided to take on the role of a transgender man. And people are like, why? And her response was very flippant. So I'm gonna give you just a little touch. So this is from The Verge. It says, a year after Scarlett Johansson's appearance in 2017's adaptation of Ghost in the Shell, in which she played a Asian woman and sparked a conversation about whitewashing in America. Ghost in the Shell flopped, by the way. Nobody watched that. The actor has made yet another questionable decision. Next year, she'll be starring in Ghost. Director Rupert Sanders. This is the same director. She'll be starring in director Rupert Sanders' Rub and Tug, a biopic based on the real life story of massage parlor boss Dante Tex Gill. Deadline broke news of the deal shortly before Variety, and then The Hollywood Reporter confirmed it. All of the major trades, however, managed to misgender Gill, despite the fact that he was, by his own account, transgender. So her response was, let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's not on here. Fuck. I thought it was on there. God damn it. All right. Ignore me. But her response basically was, why don't you ask... Her response was, in summation, why don't you go ahead, if you want my response, why don't you go ahead and ask Jared Leto, who also played a transgender woman. Of course, everybody knows he's not trans. So why don't you holler at Jared Leto? And she named a couple of other actors who are cis, but they played somebody trans. So basically, she was just saying, like, I don't give a fuck. Why don't you holler at them? Because ain't nobody saying nothing to them. So why y'all saying something to me? Which is not the correct approach. It's not. Sorry, Scarlett. You know. But, yeah. So... that just irritates me because I'm really tired of white folks. Because one, bitch, you not. But anyway, I'm gonna let that go. I ain't gonna go off on Scarlett. She not my tea for tried it.
She's not. But this is the. It's interesting to me how so many people. You know what? Not even so many people. How Hollywood can present itself to be this like bastion of liberal thought. But as soon as it comes to potentially losing a couple paychecks, people, all that liberal shit just flies out the door.
They have no issue with changing stories to throw white characters in there, but they have no issues doing that. But leaving the story alone would just be fine.
Right. Like just hire a trans man to play the fucking character. Like, it's not that hard. Do a casting call for trans men, and you can find a lot in fucking LA.
I think it's just the fact that if they give the role to her, they're just denying the opportunity to someone else. And not saying I kind of understand her argument to a certain extent. I guess she's trying to put the whole, frame the argument as why are you questioning me as a woman when cis hetero males have done this, et cetera, et cetera. And I get that to a certain extent, sis, but still, bitch, you wrong. Regardless, you wrong.
Well, it's the same thing as like if you got in trouble at home for knocking over some shit, and it's like, well, yesterday Krystal did this, and it's like, we not fucking talking about that. We're talking about you, bitch. Stop trying to pass the buck. Stop trying to tell us to look that way, nigga. We're looking at you.
Right, exactly. So this is what she said. She said, tell them that they can be directed to Jeffrey Tambor, Jared Leto, and Felicity Huffman's reps for comment. So if you're not familiar, Jeffrey Tambor plays a trans mom in Transparent. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Video. Jared Leto, like I said, he played a trans woman in, I think it was Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, he got an Oscar for that, didn't he? Or no, Matthew McConaughey got an Oscar for it.
Matthew McConaughey got an Oscar. And then Felicity Huffman, she plays... a trans woman. She played a trans woman in, I forgot the name of the movie, but I think she won like a Golden Globe for that.
I remember that.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, none of these people are trans. None. And I understand what I get it. So and so didn't get in trouble. Well, I mean they did. Let me take that back.
Because there's been pushback on Jeffrey Tambor for why didn't y'all cast a trans man?
I feel bad because I have no idea who this person is.
If you look up his face,
I know who ScarJo is.
If you looked up Jeffrey Tambor's face, you would know who he is.
You know he is.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
He was on Arrested Development. So, and then let me take that back because people was coming at Jared Leto's neck when they found out he was going to be playing a trans woman. So let me take that back. But bitch, yeah, to your point, Raven, what you said, like, bitch, we not talking about them right now. We talking about you. And you know damn well that when you got that role and when your manager hit you up and said, bitch, here's a script for a new part, I'm pretty sure you had to do a bit of research. I'm pretty sure you read that script and went, oh.
And it's not like you don't know because you just got your ass pulled out of the hot water over playing an Asian woman.
Right. We just got through talking to your ass about this shit, bitch. We just got through talking to you about this.
She's always gonna be a white woman, y'all. She is always gonna white woman.
And you just
I do not quite understand. I don't quite.
I just like, as long as Hollywood is ran by white people, it's gonna be a hot fucking mess. All them people voted for Trump, and they love talking about him because it's easy. It's an easy joke. People will approve of it, but all of them niggas voted for Trump. All of them. even the niggas at the damn Hillary fundraising events, all of them niggas voted for Trump. I'm tired.
Except for Beyonce. She voted for Hillary.
She really did.
She didn't. So
y'all think Beyonce voted for Trump?
No, I said she didn't.
Oh, I thought you said she. I thought you was saying. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute.
No.
No, we were saying that you said that the only everybody even that went to the Hillary thing still voted for Trump, and she said except Beyonce, and then you said she didn't, and we took that as she didn't vote for Hillary. But no, we're not endorsing that. We definitely know that Beyonce did the right thing, unlike the people who voted for Trump or Jill Stein or didn't vote. Yeah, I said it. Fight me.
Right. And then come to find out, Jill Stein. Let me not go into that. Let me not get into that.
We weren't supposed to get.
Do it.
In summation.
Do it.
In summation, Jill Stein.
Do it.
First of all, I never liked Jill Stein. Never cared for her.
She's always been a piece of shit.
Because she ain't shit. She has no idea how fucking government works. Like, if you watched her interviews when she was campaigning, she didn't know what the fuck she was damn talking about. She was like the liberal version of Trump. Like, girl, what are you talking about, sis? That's not how anything works. That's not how this works. That's not how anything works, like that commercial says. What are you talking about?
That is such a funny commercial, too. Like,
what do you... Let me leave that alone. So... Rolling on into terrible news. I think it's terrible. So Orange Julius Hitler.
Don't do Orange Julius like that. He ain't did nothing to nobody.
Okay, I'm sorry. Tangerine Mussolini had put out a tweet recently with a I'm being nice, with a thinly veiled threat against Auntie Maxine Waters. And she, of course, clapped back because she is that bitch.
Always has been, though.
Oh wait, I think I have. Hold on.
You got
hold
the
on
music?
with the technologies. Hold on. Let me make sure we get the system sound going, because I will push play and it will not work and everything will fall apart. We tread on thin ice. Okay, you ready? Oh, hold on. Okay, this is from USA Today. Oh, and it's on mute. Okay.
Oh,
One more time.
I know that there are those who are talking about censoring me, talking about kicking me out of Congress, talking about shooting me, talking about hanging me. All I have to say is this. If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. There's nothing like a wounded animal.
Yes.
Auntie Maxine don't give a fuck.
Don't give a nut.
So, of course, as a result of Trump tweeting about her, saying she has a low IQ, blah, 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 blah.
Which, how dare you, bitch?
How fucking dare you? You are a C student. You're a C student of life. You're a C person, nigga. So...
Who's a C person?
That nigga.
I wouldn't even give him a C, sis. He like a Z.
You right.
He's an I, needs improvement. Just all of it.
I'm saying C because he got money, so his parents paid for that C. So...
Good point. Touche. Fair.
Yeah. So there, of course, the little Trumpers and Trump supporters who think, Space Force is a great idea because, anyways, Space ISIS.
Are they paying off student loans?
I was going to say, can we talk about the Space Force? Because...
Please don't.
I'm not going to lie. If it was a thing, I would probably be down.
Listen, I was just bringing that up to point out, to just talk to the fact that he said low IQ and this nigga said we about to have a Space Force. Like, nigga, what? This is not Power Rangers.
Well, if you were watching this latest season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you would kind of be into it.
Ma'am.
That's what I did this weekend, and I'm kind of into it. Like, I wouldn't want to go in under him because, of course, his rockets are going to be, like, powered by little bottle rockets from 4th of July. But, once there was somebody competent who was over it, I would take a rinky dink up in the space. Sure, why not? I'll give it a try.
I'm not talking to you ever again. So anyways, Maxine Waters' response was in response to Trump supporters who were sending her death threats and saying that, she ain't shit, she should do that. And of course, the classy people of the Democratic Party who ain't shit, instead of having her fucking back, they decided to reprimand her and scold her as if she's a fucking child about her behavior, about how she's speaking. All these white people telling a black woman how to act, how to present herself, how to speak, how to behave.
I just don't understand.
To a white man.
I want to understand why they think they can tell her any of that.
Because
and what's
white.
Wrong with her behavior. She's passionate. It's okay when a white Republican or white male does it. She's speaking the truth. And she's responding to being attacked by our president. The person who should be above all of this shit, the president. I blame all y'all that voted for him or Jill Stein or didn't vote at all.
So
Bernie Sanders too. Throw his ass in there too, because he was definitely on that we need civility shit.
So this is what the article says here. It says Rep. Maxine Waters is proving herself to be one of the most badass people in Congress, and she continues to refuse to bow down to pressure from the president and some of his more upset supporters. According to Complex, it all started after Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked to leave a restaurant because of her role as the mouthpiece for the Donald Trump administration. The discourse on that issue has been going on for some time now, but Waters was encouraged by the incident and called on protesters to confront members of the administration wherever they go. Donald Trump wasn't happy about that and decided to send out one of his world-famous tweets where he insults whoever made him the maddest that day. Here, Trump calls her an extraordinarily low IQ person who has called for harm to supporters. He then caps it off by offering a threat of his own, saying, "Be careful what you wish for, Max." So this is what his tweet said. It says, Congressman Maxine Waters, an extraordinarily low IQ person, has become, I don't know what that comma was for, but nigga, has become, together with Nancy Pelosi, the face of the Democrat Party. Is Democratic Party, nigga. She has just called for harm to supporters, of which there are many, of the Make America Great Again movement. Be careful what you wish for, Max. Okay. It says, while Donald Trump was lying when he said that she called for harm to his supporters, the supporters in question didn't care. Of course they don't care. They don't give a fuck about facts or truth. They've since channeled their outrage by sending death threats to Waters' office, to which she had the perfect response at an immigration rally in California, which is what is the clip we just played, that you better shoot straight. Says Maxine is about that life. Auntie Maxine is about that fucking life.
Absolutely.
So that's a hot fucking mess. And the whole issue about Sarah Sanders being kicked out and the irony of them saying that that the restaurant should have just served her because that's their job, but you just got through supporting this motherfucker's right to refuse gay people to bake a cake for her. So, but y'all keep it cute. Republicans are absolutely fucking ridiculous, but
can I slide in this other story that I just came across while I was scrolling through the Facety Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, well, while you're scrolling through that story, I just want to quickly touch on Sarah Huckabee.
Oh, sure.
Whatever, Sanders. Okay. I want the Republican Party to stop being the snowflakes that they call everybody else, okay?
Come on.
I want y'all to stop acting as if they snatched Sarah's plate off the table, smacked her in the face with it, and then drug her ass up out the restaurant.
Thank you.
It was actually a very civil conversation where she was pulled to the side, by herself. Letting them know that she would need to leave. And I want everybody to know this. The restaurant did comp the meal. And the restaurant also said that her staff could stay. But she would have to leave. The staff just chose to leave.
Ma'am,
so I don't understand how...
Your eye makeup is disturbing our patrons. We need you to leave.
Ma'am, Miss Sanders.
For acting as if it wasn't civil. It was
People are saying that they don't want to eat
bacon. Don't like
bacon.
when white people are kicked out of establishments of any kind, whether it's a restaurant, a state, a country, whatever.
Ma'am, your lack of a chin is disturbing everybody else in the restaurant.
People said they don't feel comfortable eating bacon in front of Miss Piggy. Could you please just take your meal? We'll comp it. It'll all be free. We'll put it into go box for you, and just please leave.
Miss Piggy, don't do Miss Piggy like that.
Right.
Miss Piggy is a bitch.
Miss Piggy is a bad bitch. She don't deserve that.
Miss Piggy is a bad bitch.
Okay, so are you guys done with that or no? I'm sorry.
Yep, all done. All done.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's an interesting story that I just scrolled upon. Hold on, I'm trying to get the video.
Interesting bad or interesting good?
Interesting, it's not as bad, but it's still not good. So there is a House representative named Sean Patrick Maloney. He is a Democratic representative from New York. And so the long story short is that he was told by staffers in his office that they were out of female hygiene products, tampons, pads, things for a woman's monthly involuntary menstruation. And so I guess they went through whatever procedures that they were supposed to go through to get the money, to pay for the feminine hygiene products. And he received an email back saying that feminine hygiene products cannot be covered. And that, they sent a list up of things that they needed to have purchased, and they sent them back saying that they are not going to cover the feminine hygiene products. So let me play this video that he posted on Twitter. Y'all, we are doing it with the technology today. Okay, let's see if I can get it.
I want to share with you. So you may not know this, but the taxpayers pay for basic things in a congressional office. So when constituents come, there's paper towels in the bathroom, and there's hand sanitizer, and there's a few things like a first aid kit if somebody needs a Band-Aid. And those items are paid for as part of my office budget. But you know what we discovered? We discovered that feminine hygiene products cannot be covered, and we made the mistake of including those in our office purchases recently. And I just got notified by the powers that be around here that I have to write a personal check to cover feminine hygiene products because they cannot be covered by the office budget. By the way, all sorts of members spend their office budgets on all kinds of crazy things, and you may have heard some of the scandals around that. But the one thing you cannot do, apparently, in the House of Representatives is treat women with the same respect and dignity as you treat other employees or other visitors. And so I'm right now going to write a check for $37 to the House administration so that we can actually provide those products for the women who come to our office.
Yep.
$37 fucking dollars. That's all they needed.
$37.
Y'all could just bleed on yourselves for $37, bitches.
Bruh.
Okay. I'm not giving you $37 for you to just bleed. Like, you ain't got nothing you can do about that? Why don't you have your own?
I don't. Okay. All right.
Not to mention the fact that it's already fucked up that you have to spend sales tax on it. Like, it's a medical necessity. Like, I can't not have it.
Right.
I can
I'm
have
supposed
anything.
to bleed every damn where.
Like,
all over the furniture.
You know what? But they will cover the Lysol wipes to wipe up the blood off of the seat.
Right. So you got that.
So all you need to do is just stick to like the leather and the patent leather seats, the things that have the shiny coating on it. Don't sit on anything clothy.
They cover the tissue, so you just use a whole roll if you have to.
Right.
Just macrame a tampon. Or a pad.
Be at your desk rolling a tampon.
Like a joint.
Oh, what are you doing over here? Just making my feminine needs, just being prepared.
Because you never know.
Because $37.
Yeah.
$37.
I'm not surprised. I'm just irritated.
Tired.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, let's see. How long have we been going? Not only about 45 minutes.
Exhausting. That is just exhausting.
And that's actually not surprising to me. Like, one thing that I can always say is like the women's bathroom in like an office typically is already pretty well stocked. Like, we take care of it. We be handling our shit. You know, like in my office now, when I come in, there's like a little hutch, and I don't know who brought it in, but there's a little hutch, and it's got lotions and wipes, and you know, and it's stuff that people have brought in, and I don't know like who can and can't use it, because I keep lotion at my desk and you know all that other stuff, but like, you know, it stays pretty well stocked, and I'm pretty sure that's all stuff that people
lotion at my desk too. I used to love in my desk, like come back from the bathroom, hands extra dry because that soap be powerful.
Right, but and then them bitches, they be getting that weak ass lotion. Oh, bitch, I need Jergens. I need something thick and creamy.
I need me some Jergens. I need some Aveeno, nigga.
Girl, I have the big bottle, like with the pump, and it sits on my desk just in case anybody needs it. Like, listen, I need my hands to be right. But like, that's all stuff that I'm pretty sure that we bring in. Like, I keep a personal stash of feminine hygiene products at my desk because I don't expect for the office to provide that type of stuff, because they hardly ever do. I did see one time I was at work late and the cleaning lady was in there, and I do see that they do have like the little tampon dispenser, but I'm pretty sure that like the little inserts and cartridges are made out of like shoebox.
That's fine.
I don't want that. I've grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
I know what you're talking about. That damn white cardboard shit
that don't even slide right. Like, no. I can't do that. The lowest I'll go was, and it's not even really low, it's like a Kotex or maybe a Tampax Pearl. But y'all not finna stick me with the cotton ball in a cardboard applicator. That's just
because as a woman, you know, well, as a person, there are things that you are just going to be cheaper about, you know, that you're not willing to spend the money on. But as a woman, I feel like there's just certain things you can't be cheap about, sis. Your feminine hygiene products, that's for me. I'm going to spend the extra bread, okay?
Exactly.
I make room in the budget for that, always.
That's why it's important to spend the right amount of money on your skincare.
Girl, no, you can't slide that in there.
Shut up.
$37 ain't a lot. You have a problem.
What the fuck? I thought we was all on the same page.
No, bitch. We're not all on the same page.
No. You
niggas
flipped a couple pages up.
You tried to slide that shit in there. You tried it.
You niggas, you supposed to have my fucking back.
Bitch, we got your way back. What the fuck you talking about with that?
I don't have time for you niggas. Anyway.
Girl, you hosted the show. Did you forget?
Whatever.
Go ahead.
No, whatever. All right, so we going to the next topic. By the way, skincare is important, okay? It's how you present yourself. Pay attention to your face and your skin. Anyways, so we're still talking about negative shit because I just want to get it out the way. So Serena Williams, the greatest athlete
of all
alive. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
There was an article that was not sent out, but there was an article that came out from Deadspin talking about how Serena Williams is tested for doping more than her peers, which I'm going to say it is racist because they don't want not just black people, but they hate it when black women win.
Ooh, they hate it so much.
So this article by Huffington Post, I'll just read it's like the first two paragraphs. So it says Serena Williams is curious why she's tested for doping far more often than other top tennis players. Racism, that's why. The star athlete took questions from media during a press conference on Sunday to discuss her upcoming match against the Netherlands. The X is silent. So it's Aradna Rus at the Wimbledon tournament in London. One reporter asked her to comment on a recent Deadspin article that revealed Williams is tested for doping much more often than other male or female players. I never knew that I was tested so much more than everyone else. The 7-time Wimbledon champion said. 7 fucking times. Until I read that article, I didn't realize it was such a discrepancy with me as well as against the other players that they listed, at least the American players, both male and female. Deadspin's report last week said Williams has been tested 5 times this year, more than double the number of tests for other top American women's tennis players. 5 times this year. That's more than double the number of tests for other top American women's tennis players. It would be impossible for me to not feel some kind of way about that, said Williams. I just found it quite interesting. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Niggas is acting like niggas. The Deadspin article recounted a controversy in which Williams missed a recent drug test. Williams said Sunday that the tester showed up 12 hours earlier than the time they had agreed upon, and she wasn't able to get to the meeting in time. 12 fucking hours.
They just looking for anything. Anything. They need a reason for her success to be so. Reason that she's so successful. Right. Because it can't just be that she's just that good, that she works that hard, that she's. No, she has to be cheating. She has to be doping up. We're going to keep testing her. We're going to catch her. I don't know how she's doing it. The most. Y'all are doing the most.
And it says here, drug testers can make unannounced visits outside of that. Well, hold on. So it says, according to the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency guidelines, athletes are required to let the agency know of their whereabouts for a 1-hour period of the athlete's choosing every day, even when not competing. An athlete will receive a missed test rating for unavailability during the window. Drug testers can make unannounced visits outside of that 1-hour window, but if the athlete is not available, they will not receive a missed test designation. Each athlete gets 3 missed tests before they receive a doping rule violation.
Which makes sense, but why are y'all testing me so much when I've never tested positive for anything? Go test Sharapova.
Test Sharapova. The bitch was doped up and still lost. By the way, she lost Wimbledon.
Oh yeah, we saw. You can't win.
How you take drugs and you still lose? But then this bitch got a damn book and she's on a book tour. You know what? I'm so
not even that. Not even privilege. Just like how are you testing? How the fuck did Sharapova go on so long using whatever drugs that she was doing? Meanwhile, y'all got me pissing every time I hit the ball.
Every time. Every time y'all see me, we got to take a test.
Oh no, Serena, that meat looks mighty red. You can take a drug test. I don't know, Serena. You walking kind of fast. I've never tested for anything in my life, and y'all testing me every 5 minutes. Meanwhile, this bitch
done admitted to you doing the drugs, then tested for it. Y'all don't test as much. That's crazy.
They cannot stand it.
And you know what's so interesting to me about Serena Williams is that she handles these situations so well. You never hear about Serena Williams really popping off. You never hear about her giving niggas what they deserve. She's always just kind of like, yeah, because you know.
She's so calm and collect about it. Like you can tell she's annoyed, and that's it though. Like she still handles it like an adult. She speaks her mind. She's eloquent about it. And me, I would be cussing like this is some bullshit.
I like her response to this. Her response to it was, it's just frustrating. Like, you know what, Serena, bless you. Because I know when she got home after that interview, she was cussing up a fucking storm. I know she was, because I'd be pissed. Why y'all doping me? You mad because a black bitch is winning and you niggas gotta take 45 different fucking drugs? You gotta train every hour of every day and you still can't beat me on your best day, bitch? Is that what you're mad about? You're upset? Stay mad. I won this fucking tournament 7 times. I won a fucking tournament while I was pregnant with a whole ass child. And you niggas are still mad.
You know what I really I really want for Serena one day to just turn to the camera and be like, and to you, Sharapova, you'll never be glamour. Oh, I would die. You'll never be glamour.
Never.
Wow.
Also, to all the sports media outlets out there, stop trying to make this a rivalry. For it to be a rivalry, the bitch would have to win.
Even
Sometimes,
occasionally.
She would have to win.
A few times. You know, just saying.
Every once in a while.
It would be nice.
That's kind of how I feel about the Ohio State, Michigan State beef.
Media. Okay,
Every time Serena gets on the court with this bitch, she just wipes the fucking floor with her. That's not a rivalry. That's an embarrassment. Bitch, if I was Maria Sharapova, I would retire. Or I would at least try to be Serena's best fucking friend. If
I was Maria Sharapova, I genuinely feel like I would be like, I would be the one who would be up there. Like, I don't know why y'all call it a rivalry. I haven't beat her in years. I don't understand why y'all think we are rivals. She's clearly better than me. Like, I don't understand why y'all think.
No, she's not gonna say that because then she's not getting any more media attention.
That would be touche.
She ain't gonna say that shit.
Yeah, good point.
And she's still a white woman.
Right.
She's that she's better somehow, some way, and she still probably has convinced herself in her mind that Serena's cheating. I mean, it's noted in her book. She describes Serena as this big, masculine, physical being that she was kind of afraid of, and it's like, but bitch, you're taller than her. What are you talking about?
You know what you should be afraid of, bitch? You know what you should be afraid of? Your fucking lack of a career. That's what you should be afraid of.
You will be remembered for losing to her so many times.
How about be so goddamn scared that you actually win? Use all of that damn motivation and all of this energy that you are trying to project and put on Serena, and use that and fuel that to actually win a fucking match. How about that?
That's not gonna happen, sis. But yeah, that's just not gonna happen. I was just trying to give her something. Yeah, I tried.
Why can't more white women be like Adele?
That's not, Adele is like a true rarity in this game, you know. Maria Sharapova, I'm sure she has convinced herself that Serena is cheating and that she is still better. She just hasn't.
And the people around her probably been whispering that shit in her ear too.
She's reading these newspapers and this media, and I just want to say, the media, you're giving her way too much. Stop that shit.
You know what? Now that you brought up that point, I don't think that Sharapova thinks that Serena's cheating. I think that she knows full and well out that I think that she is riding on the wave that the media is creating. And I don't think that she thinks that Serena's cheating. I don't think that she likes Serena very much, or that she cares very much for Serena. So that's why she doesn't feel the need to speak out. Because it's like, for what? I don't like that bitch no way.
And also because then she won't get any more attention.
Right. But having Serena be who she is and all this press that surrounds Serena, it allows her to mooch off of that, because it's like, oh, Sharapova. And she doesn't even, I don't have to win and people still say my name.
Right.
I'm still going to get endorsements. They keep my name in their mouth, and that's going to keep me where I am. I mean, but your day is a number, baby.
I don't understand why anybody would want to endorse her, even just from like a financial perspective. If I'm Nike or if I'm Adidas, and I'm like, ooh, who can we get to be the face of our company so we can sell more shoes?
Serena Williams. Oh, that's not the answer?
No. Let me get that. What's the white girl's name? Sharapova. Let's get her. She cute. Let me put her on there.
The reason why they don't use they don't use Serena's, first of all, because Serena likes to design her own shit, and if you're going to advertise Serena and she's wearing her own shit, then you need to be selling Serena shit, because I want what Serena wearing, not your shit, your regular shit. But outside of that, they need somebody who's stereotypically pretty to be and that's Sharapova. She's gotten by being a decent tennis player, which I'm going to say decent because I don't know enough about tennis to say whether she's good or not. But she's not. I mean, when we're comparing her to Serena Williams, and I feel like that's a tall order to stand.
I understand what you're saying. She's not.
Oh,
she's not a good tennis player.
Oh, okay. You know that?
She's not.
Okay. But somebody who's a known tennis player, who's pretty, and who's model-less, so that we can take these pictures and she can get these endorsement deals just for looking good and not necessarily being good. Because it's not the same as like in basketball, where you kind of have to be known for something in order to really get a shoe. What do you mean? Like, what's the one white guy with all the tattoos that was on the to Cavaliers. I really shouldn't have. I stepped way too deep into the sports conversation. At the end of the day, you don't have to. There's only but a few stars in tennis, and she's been able to coast off of not being the biggest star in tennis, but being a big name. You can't do that in basketball. Only the top basketball players have like gym shoes. Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. What's his name? Some nigga that's been sitting on the bench and losing every time he comes up against whoever keeps on losing up against LeBron James. Some random nigga on the team.
Auntie talking about sports.
Cause I want to say, I know him as like Birdman.
What's the boy's name that sat on the bench? That boy.
What's his name? Birdman. That's what they was calling him.
You asking the wrong people because we don't do the sports.
I thought Krystal did the sports. Oh well, anyway.
I don't do basketball. I do football and soccer.
Okay, well listen, you don't know who the defensive end for the Tennessee Titans is. That nigga ain't got no shoe.
I don't want no smoke.
Did nigga from Tennessee Titans know the defensive end? That may not even be a position. Let me shut up. That may not be a football position.
It is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna. I know defensive tackle.
Defensive.
Moving on. We're moving on.
Listen, I'm just putting together the positions of the men I think I slept with. I think I dated a defensive tackle once.
You going down a dark hole. Come back.
So did he.
Stop talking.
Come back, Raven. Come back. You're slipping away.
This is what happens when I don't gotta host the show. Keep going, Krystal. You're doing good.
All right. So next topic, we are moving on to something. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it certainly is funny to me, and it's weird. Mm. So I don't know if people have heard about this beauty treatment, but a bitch I have, because how I be looking at stuff.
Because you a worldly bitch.
You're worldly.
I love stuff where you taking care of your body and your skin and all that. So there's this pedicure treatment. It's not. I don't think that it's legal in the U.S. yet. I'm not sure.
It's not legal anymore. I don't think.
Okay, so it's a pedicure, but instead of you got a person that does your feet, they're sanding your feet. Instead of a person doing it, you put your feet in the water, and it's with these small little fish, and the fish bite off and they eat up the dead skin that are on your feet. And it's supposedly supposed to make your feet super fucking soft because the fish are just eating all that shit up. Mm-hmm. And I've wanted to try it for years.
Me too.
Because I've heard every single time that it makes your feet like super, super baby fucking soft. So this lady apparently got this treatment and her toenails fell off.
Fell off or got ate off? See, there's a difference. And I just need some clarification.
So, okay, let me read it.
She wasn't ate off.
After having a fish pedicure, the woman said her toenails stopped growing and started falling off. At first, the woman thought she might have some long ass condition with similar symptoms, and she went to visit a dermatologist who said that wasn't what it was. While the mechanism of action is not entirely clear, it's likely due to the fish traumatizing the nail matrix. I do not so the doctor says, I do not recommend fish pedicures for any medical or aesthetic purpose. In addition to whatever this sickness is, this situation is, there are also serious infections associated with fish pedicures. And I think that's why it wasn't available in the United States anymore, because people were getting infections from the fish because they're not sanitized.
Well, that's because Americans are dumb. And they probably didn't know how to properly manage it, and that's why people go out of the country to get it done, because they like, we got this. We do fucking
whatever excuse you got to tell yourself so you can still somehow justify experiencing this, sis. Whatever, sis.
I mean, you want to try it and you're willing to take the risk. I get it.
I'm doing it. This is the first time I've heard of any bad thing with that pedicure.
This ain't the first time I heard about it, because I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh, that looked like fun. You go let the little fish nibble on you and and all this other stuff. But then it was
that's cute.
Yeah, it looked cute, but then it was like, I remember seeing a couple of reports where it was just like, because the fish are essentially nibbling on your feet, and then of course they want to get all the dead skin, but it's like the little nicks and shit, and then they go from eating one bitch's foot to the next bitch's foot. They're not gonna brush their teeth first. Like,
ma'am.
Mouthwash.
right? You not even gonna hit it with no Listerine? No, I mean, but you know.
Hey. All right, moving on. I don't know
I mean, because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that seems dope. But instead of doing that, girl, go on Amazon, spend a little $20, and get yourself the baby foot soap.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh my God,
that works.
You want to talk about being humble?
I will just take a standard pedicure in another country. That's fine for me.
No, I'm telling you, baby.
Mexico, and I was just like, no.
The baby foot wrap, it really does work, and it works really well if you soak your feet
for like 10 minutes every night.
Yeah, it really, like, your feet feel fucking soft. My feet feel so soft.
Well, we also have to warn you that your feet will be peeling like a bitch.
Yeah, it's gross, but it's worth it. I promise. Felt like silk, bitch. We can get it. Listen, we could talk about some beauty treatments.
We will not be talking about no beauty treatments.
I'm trying to bring us back because
I'm sorry, but
with Krystal, and I don't want to go there.
So let's keep it moving.
The people.
Krystal,
I'm trying to educate
this bitch.
people.
Victoria Beckham has 14 different engagement rings.
I bet you she
got a fortnight's worth of engagement rings. She got an engagement ring for every other day.
Not a fortnight's worth.
Let me read this article. So this comes from Martha Stewart's Weddings. Victoria Beckham has quite the extensive engagement ring collection. Throughout the course of their 19-year-long marriage to soccer champion David Beckham, the former Spice Girls singer has been photographed wearing a whopping 14 different diamonds and gemstone rings. There are a few pieces that blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's more important or why. So yeah, basically he's just been getting her engagement rings for 19 years, which is highly expected from Posh Spice. I feel like that doesn't surprise me, actually.
I'm so jealous for her, and I'm so happy for her at the same time, because, like, Victoria Beckham is that bitch. I love her.
Is she?
She is. You ever follow her on Instagram? First of all, she's hilarious, and people don't like people. She's hilarious.
Is she? Huh.
Yes, she is funny. She's one of those people that she's funny and she doesn't mean to be. She's just naturally funny. She really is. Because you think, oh, she's posh, she's stuck up, she's all about fat. No, that bitch is funny, and I love her. I love her forever.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that she has an Instagram. She seems like the type who'd be like, no. Like, I feel like she has an Instagram like how Janet Jackson has an Instagram.
No, yeah, she posts all the time.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
I'm looking at these motherfucking rings, though, bitch.
Listen, Victoria Beckham is that bitch. I love her forever.
Beckham ain't fucking playing.
Well, to be fair, she's been rich for very, very, very long time.
Yeah. Because she had her coins with the Spice Girls, and then she got married to, hands down, one of the most famous soccer players and one of the most famous athletes in the world. So
is he like the let me see if I can do this, the LeBron James of soccer?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Okay.
He's more like
Kobe.
Yeah.
Was he is it the not as good?
No. He's good. It's just that he's older now.
Oh, okay.
And you know what I mean? He's kind of, well, I wouldn't say he's retired, but like he's older now. So he's like the Kobe. And my husband of 15 years, Cristiano Ronaldo, is like the LeBron of soccer. Now people debate that, and they debate between Messi or him, but I've been married to him for 15 years. So, yeah. What was I gonna say? I got distracted. I was just thinking about that.
I'm trying to close this show in like 10 minutes because I'm trying to make this restaurant to close at midnight. Y'all go. Come on, y'all. Come on.
What restaurant to close midnight? Okay. All right. So good news. Cardi B became the first female rapper with 2 Billboard Hot 100 number ones. Shout out to Barty.
Yes.
That bitch.
So she's just gonna continue to slay all of 2018, apparently, just as she did 2017. So this is still her year, like, you know.
She gotta let you niggas know.
And I just hope that Nicki Minaj is somewhere upset.
Girl, Nicki Minaj has been having a week. Did you see that tweet? I mean that DM.
Yes.
That DM, sis.
Okay, let me look this up because I didn't know if y'all wanted to talk about it.
Talk about that or not. Because
hold on.
I wasn't sure. That's why I ain't say nothing. But Nicki Minaj is a fucking bird, dog. Like
a whole bird with lots of money.
I have tried.
I can admit I'm jealous of the money part, but it's just like, sis.
I've tried, man. When she first came out, like mixtape Nicki, I was all for it. I said, this is that bitch. Then she started getting more famous, and I was like, I don't like her. Then I got through a period where I liked her again. Now she want me to not like her no more. I just want her to grow the fuck up. Bitch, you are at a different level now. You do not have any business DMing anybody because they made a tweet about you.
Hold on. Let's go back. Let's get this. Let's get the facts.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So this is coming off of Hip Hop Wired. Wanna Thompson found out about the wrath of Nicki Minaj and her devoted fan base the hard way after she offered her thoughts on the rap's creative direction in a tweet. The tweet that she sent said, "You know how dope it would be if Nicki put out mature content? No silly shit, just reflecting on past relationships, being a boss, hardships, etc. She's touching 40 soon. A new direction is needed." Okay. And so
keep in mind she didn't even at Nicki. She just wrote that.
Minaj reportedly hopped into Thompson's DMs with some harsh words that went public with Thompson, and it ended with Thompson
I'm gonna
let go from her job.
Yeah, I think
so the DM that Nicki Minaj said, "When your ugly ass was 24, you were pushing 30. I'm 34. I'm touching 40. LOL." And that what does that have to do with my music? Eat a dick, you hating asshole. Got the nerve to have a Trini flag on your page. You must not have heard the Pink Print or Pills and Potions, Bed of Lies, Save Me, my recent feature with Alicia Keys, Tasha Cobbs, Just Say You Jealous, I'm Rich, Famous, Intelligent, Pretty, and Go. But wait, Leave My Balls, Tired of You Sucking Them. I dropped my album almost 4 years ago. My bad. I'm 35. So at 31, how about you get like me? Why don't you ask me to help you get rich? Been on top. I ain't going nowhere. Ho. With a bunch of O's. No E at the end.
Like,
though.
just why? Just why? That's some shit I would expect from 23 or 25-year-old Nicki Minaj. Like, just coming up, first album out. But what the fuck are you doing? You've actually toured with Beyonce. You've performed with Beyonce. You have become one of the most, not just rappers, like famous rappers, but you've become one of the most famous people in the world. You don't need to be in anybody's fucking DMs. You don't owe anybody an explanation, even if you were wrong. You don't owe anybody else an explanation. You don't need to be sliding up in a random person's DM. And what she said wasn't even all that fucking disrespectful. She has a good point. So all you had to do was keep scrolling. Niggas gonna talk about you every single day. You're a fucking celebrity. You're a worldwide famous celebrity. So why would you pick just what? Why? For what?
This is why Beyonce doesn't invite her to the cookouts.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you can come on tour, sis, but like actually hanging out?
You pulling antics.
For more than like 3 hours? No thanks.
You're pulling antics for what? Grow the fuck up. Like, she acting like a goddamn Kardashian.
So the girl ended up losing her job because she shared the DM that Nicki sent to her, and that apparently violated the NDA of working with, this is Karen Civil's brand, and there is a tweeter named Exton Emiliano. Yeah, because she was working at an unpaid internship with Karen Civil, which is like, she's like a blogger, I believe. I don't really know a whole lot about her.
Yeah, low key Karen Civil ain't shit either, but go ahead.
So I've heard. But because apparently Nicki Minaj was a quote unquote client of that blog, which is, I'm assuming, code for I pay you money to write good things about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know how all that works, but there was a tweeter, Extra Emiliano is his name on Twitter. I think he's gone now, but I know him as Sir Ratchetness because he was on the Neck of the Wood podcast, which I enjoy. But he sent out a bunch of tweets against her when she came out and said, like, I got fired. So he said, want to tell the whole truth. You was removed from an unpaid internship that you contributed to a couple times a week because you violated your NDA and contract. You was not working on a Nicki Minaj piece. It was a Missy Elliott piece. You claimed someone beat you to. So I fed you content so you could change it to Foxy Brown. So that Foxy Brown that we have been waiting on for 2+ weeks. Yes, let's bring money into the conversation. You weren't getting paid. We offered to invest in any startup ideas that our team members bring to the table, and you brought up none. Enough is enough. Oh, I thought that this was going to be more about like exactly what was going on with Nicki Minaj, just not him trying to air her out. Okay. Because I remember seeing the tweet where when he was talking about how Nicki Minaj is a client of the blog, but apparently this is just him going in on her and trying to tell all her business. So I'm just gonna skip over that because that's just Twitter mess, and that's not what I'm here for. But anyway, so yeah, she lost her job behind it.
That's so fucking, that's messy. But yeah, low key, Karen Civil ain't shit. Well, actually, apparently, according to Meek Mill and other people, and Cameron, she hacky ain't shit. So there that go.
Yeah, we can
I don't know the Karen civility, but I do know that Nicki Minaj is quick to be like, "Oh, I will not work with you. I will sue you," etc., etc. So I can see why she would be like, "Sis, you gotta go."
I mean, I guess
I'm not saying this right, but I could totally understand why she was quickly. Like I said, I also don't know her background.
Well, she screenshot the DM that Nicki Minaj sent to her, knowing that is somebody that we do cover, whether it's a client or not. So working at a gossip, well, I don't know what Karen Civil does. Either way it goes, if she signed a non-disclosure agreement saying that she couldn't do that, and that's why she was fired, it is what it is. It's part of the documents that you signed. And you know, it sucks it had to be like that, but you decided to post a DM, so you got to face the consequences of it. My thing is, first of all, Nicki, I want to be mad at Nicki Minaj for the way that she's responding, but I also don't have people talking shit about me on the internet all day. You know, and that's one thing that I try and be mindful of whenever I listen to whenever I like think about the way that celebrities do things. It's like I don't have people talking shit about me online all day, and Nicki Minaj has been catching it left or right on this show too. We've talked shit about her just the last show, I think. So you know, like I can understand why she'd be upset, but it's really interesting to me that everything that people have been saying about Nicki Minaj has been seeming to come true in the sense
it is true.
Her insecurities are starting to show. And it's
so
really
bad.
Unfortunate.
So bad.
Girl, it's not starting. She's been like that. She has been like that.
It's starting to be obvious though. Like before, it was always speculation because it's just like, oh, y'all don't like Nicki Minaj because of this or da 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 and all this other stuff. But the stuff that Remy Ma said about her is it coming to look more apparent. The reason why Cardi B, quote unquote, never had anything nice to say about her in the media is starting to be clear. Is because you are what people say you are.
Was it you, Raven? I think it was one of y'all that said that Nicki Minaj gives off that mean girl bitchy vibe.
Me.
That was me.
That was me. Bitch, that was me. Don't matter.
To the last show. Either way it goes, I feel like that whole response was based on the fact that she told her she was almost 40. Ooh, and she had like a meltdown because Nicki Minaj, at the core of it all, I really feel like she needs a penis to stop making bad decisions.
Well,
I think that she just needs to be more comfortable in where she is. It's interesting to see her do the same thing. I've always had this theory about whenever a rapper would say that somebody needs to pay homage, because I was never really sure about what homage was and exactly what they wanted them to do. And so it's interesting. It always comes from a place of insecurity. You know what I mean? Because there's certain people, you never see Missy Elliott talk about somebody need to pay homage. Or Queen Latifah, I think she did a diss or something like that, but she wasn't like, she don't be out here talk about you bitches need to kiss my boots. MC Lyte don't do that. Yo-Yo don't do that. The people who are secure in what they've made and what they've created and their legacy in the world and aren't worried about being quote unquote dethroned because I am who I am, Those people don't worry about worry about homage, but bitches like Foxy Brown and Lil Kim and even LaChat came out with Cardi B came out with Bickenhead talk about you didn't shout me out on the song. It's like, okay, so what do you want? Do you want me to bring you? It seems to comes across to me like you want me to bring you on tour or put you on a song and get you some money. You want me to get you a check. That's what you want. And like, even though Nicki Minaj,
are you saying that that's a form of? Sorry to interrupt you. Are you saying that that's a form of homage?
I think that that's what they really want, and they're calling it homage. You don't want me because you don't want me to just be in interviews like, oh, Nicki, you know, you don't want me to just be in the interviews like, oh yeah, you know, I love her, whatever like that. You wanted money. Nicki Minaj wants praise. She wants somebody to come in and lay down their burdens at her feet like she did with Lauryn Hill. She wants Cardi B to come in and do that, and it's like, I'm not that impressed with you, bitch. You still appear.
Right. You ain't been in the game. You haven't been in the game long enough. I mean, she has built a career. Like I said, I understand what you're saying that, you know, we don't have people talking shit about us every single day, but she's been in the spotlight long enough that she should be used to this by now. And other people handle the celebrity very well. Like Beyonce, people make it a point to not like Beyonce so they can seem interesting and they can have a personality. Beyonce ain't saying shit about nobody. People talk shit about shit about celebrities every single day. These niggas ain't sliding up in a random person's fucking DMs talking about how dare you, bitch. That's why you broke. Ha ha ha. Grow up. Like, I mean,
Maxwell did it that one time, but that's Maxwell.
Right. Well, yeah, he needs to grow up too, with his All Lives Matter shit.
I'm not mad at the petty for popping out. I'm not. That's the thing, is that I'm not mad at it at all for the petty popping out. It's the fact that the way that you've been handling things lately has been this all folds into the conversation that I want to have about the Vixen one day. But I'm trying to get some food and we need to wrap up the show. So
my whole thing is, you don't need to respond to every fucking thing. That was the wrong way to handle it, and you didn't need to respond to it at all. Just keep it moving. People talk about you every single fucking day. You are a world famous celebrity. They're going to talk about you all day, every fucking day. You just going to have to learn how to cope with it.
Refer to her as almost 40. I'm telling you, that's what that was about, sis.
Probably, but it was
that
handled.
is what she led with. Bitch, I'm not pushing 40. It's like, okay, next year you will be.
Right. She just
handled. Like, so you 24 going on 30, right? If I'm 34 going on 40, wait. And then she came back to correct and said, wait a minute, I just turned 35. No, I'm telling you, sis, it was about the 40.
It probably was.
That set her ass off.
It probably
was somewhere playing in her long, expensive weave, opening Gucci bags, and saw that and was like, what? Yeah. And that might have been the final straw for her. Like,
probably.
I ain't mad at the reaction for real. I just think you a bird.
She is a bird. I'm mad at the reaction because, bitch, like, write it down in your fucking journal, record it on your computer in your video diary, but don't DM no fucking body. Like, you know, even from you talking about on every single fucking record how you rich, how you a bad bitch. Well, then act like a bad bitch. I ain't got to respond to you, bitch. I'm me. Like, I don't have to respond to what the fuck you saying. I'm gonna let y'all talk and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna make this money. Fuck you. But anyways, did anybody have any tea for Tried It?
Ooh, child, the ghetto.
I do. I just want to tell my story real quick. On Thursday, I was out and about and ended up being separated from my phone, which somebody stole. And my tea for Tried It just goes to the universe in general, because it's fucking with me along with everybody else apparently. But especially,
how you gonna steal my tea?
Well, wasn't going to. You just let me do what I was doing. You know, just stand back. But the universe, first of all, because it's trying all of us. But more than anything, I need for y'all to go out and like tell y'all little dirty ass cousins that there's
what no is that noise in the back? What is that?
It's not me, because I'm sitting down.
I don't hear anything.
That's somebody. One of y'all moving.
I mean, you might hear my dog in the background.
And for once, it ain't me.
Her tail is hitting the couch. No, you better not. Go around. Anyway. Y'all can't tell me my dog don't understand English. Anyway, so I just want y'all to tell y'all dusty ass cousins that stealing an iPhone is pretty much pointless. Once I lost it, as market is lost, it's a brick. They're not going to be able to use it. They're not going to be able to restart it. They're not going to be able to do anything with it. All they did was just cost me money. And as annoying as that is, I have the money to pay it, but I didn't want to pay it. And whoever has my phone, I hope that something really bad happens to you. Not deadly, because it's a little, it's a little dramatic, but like I hope that something really inconvenient happens to you. Whatever car that you rode up in, I hope it dies. I hope that, I don't know, you get a really bad a big ass piece of glass stuck in your foot, and then it gets infected. You can keep the foot, but mild inconvenience. Inconvenience you like you inconvenience me. Because you're really a phone over my phone. I had to go 2 days without a phone, and it wasn't too difficult overall because I had my iPad with me. But still, like, nigga, do you know what it's like to not be able to leave your house because you got to be around Wi-Fi in order for anybody to be able to talk to you? It was awful. I didn't have my camera. I didn't have a clock on me for hours. It was awful.
Oh, so, yeah, no.
Just fuck whoever.
That's terrible.
Not knowing things.
Listen, I had to take my niece and nephew to the park and actually had to wait until the sun went down because I couldn't tell them, like, oh, we're going to leave at 8. I was like, well, fuck it.
Oh, my God. You were living like an Amish person.
Listen, I'm telling you, I had to, like, look up the directions to somewhere and then actually remember it and drive there. I had to set the timer. I had to set my alarms on my iPad because all of my alarms were set on my phone. I felt 10 pounds lighter walking around all day. I always felt like I was leaving something. I was patting for my pockets all the time. It was just a mess. I can't.
I'm so sorry. That's horrible.
That sounds so stressful.
If I lost my phone, that's my life.
I lost my phone last year, sis. And somebody stole it too, and I was just like, it was so pointless. You just cost me money.
Asshole. So yeah.
All right, Lloyd, you got a T for tried it.
I just want to say that I feel fabulous.
What?
I'm sorry, I was watching this video in New York. Go ahead, I'm listening.
New York is just.
Oh, okay.
We need to give her roses. As far as T's for tritis, I don't think I have one. I thought I had one. I should have wrote it down.
My T for tried it is the universe, okay? I'm tired. Leave me alone. Please leave me the fuck alone. Please, okay? Please. I'm just so fucking exhausted mentally, spiritually, physically. Please leave me all the way the hell alone. I don't do nothing to nobody. I sit here, I look at my foreign men, I take care of my face, I masturbate, and I mind my business. And I don't appreciate it, goddammit, that whoever is fucking with me, God, the universe, Buddha, an ancient spirit, I don't know. Whoever is in charge, whenever I find out the truth of whoever is in charge of the earth, the world, please leave me alone. I haven't done anything to you. I understand that 6 planets are in retrograde right now, but like, just take it easy.
6?
Okay?
Oh, Lord.
Yes, it is. It's Mercury, Saturn, Venus, Mars. I forgot the other one, but all of them are in retrograde right now. And 3 of them are going to go out of retrograde by the end of September, but then like Saturn is going to be in retrograde until 2019. I don't have time. Okay, please, I'm begging you.
I'm gonna have to look up online and see exactly what each planet being in retrograde means, because about a year or two ago, I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Whiskey, Wine, and Moonshine, and a while back they had this guy who was really into astrology and astronomy, and he explained like what retrograde is, what it means, and like what Mercury specifically being in retrograde is. So I need to figure out, like, okay, I need to learn what all it means for all that other stuff, because even though I'm not that hard into astrology, and like I don't know necessarily how it governs the earth or what role it plays, I need to be on my P's and Q's with everybody's shit.
Well, Mercury rules communication.
Yeah,
so
no, that's why shit be all fucked up when Mercury's in retrograde.
So if Mercury is in retrograde, that means that things that you're probably going to say some shit that you don't really mean, or somebody's going to misinterpret what you're saying. Also, technology is probably going to be fucking up.
Travel.
Venus. Yeah. That's why they say you shouldn't sign any contracts or make any agreements during Mercury retrograde, because it'll probably fall apart once it's over. Venus is in charge of love. So you probably got like exes texting you randomly like, hey girl, what's up? No, nigga, leave me alone. Yeah.
Let's see what Saturn in retrograde means.
When Saturn is in retrograde, it usually means that like shit that's been in the dark is going to come to light. So you better be prepared for that, because there may be some shit bubbling up that you thought wasn't even an issue and it just pops up. Mars, I forgot. And then I forgot the other, I don't know. But because I was reading about it.
That's why somebody stole my phone. I deserved it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all of that. It's all of that shit. My other T for tried it is RuPaul.
Ooh, I wanted to discuss this with y'all because I have been thoroughly bothered by it after watching a couple episodes of Drag Race. JK, I ain't watched none.
I was about to say,
nigga, you got me happy for 2 seconds. I hate you. I got excited.
You know what? As a matter of fact, total one, Lloyd, sign off, because we finna have this conversation, and I know you want to go to your restaurant.
Okay, well, I just want to say yes, bitch, to Remy Ma and Papoose. Congrats on the baby.
I'm so excited.
And yes,
for
bitch,
them.
to Cardi B. Bye, guys.
Bye. Go ahead, Krystal. So wait a minute, guys. If you do not want to go and listen to the last part of the show, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I swear I don't, because we could do this for another hour, honestly, but I don't think we will. If you are not interested,
I gotta go to bed.
Okay, well, if you are interested in RuPaul's Drag Race or watch this last season, then the rest of this conversation is for you. If not, then we appreciate y'all for coming. You have all of our contact information at the top of the show. And until next time, bye.
Peace.
Okay, they go.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I have been fighting it because I love RuPaul so much. But I am slowly starting to crawl out of my hole and realize and sit down and say, maybe Jasmine Masters was right. Because I've noticed, and I'm going back and I'm thinking about just the last 4 winners for Drag Race and for All Stars. And they've all been young white twinks. And have you seen RuPaul's husband?
I mean, I've seen a picture of him, but okay.
So I'm really starting to it's really starting to dawn on me that RuPaul is really favoring these white folks, and I'm tired, because there's no reason why Eureka should have made it this far. There's no reason. I'm not gonna say there's no reason, because I will admit that she did do well on several challenges. Let me take that back, but she shouldn't have been in the top 4, the top 5. She shouldn't have. Also, God love her. I love Cameron. I think she's adorable. She shouldn't have been in the top 4. Also, this whole last minute antics and plot twists and shit, I'm tired. Go back to when this shit was about talent. That's what it was about. It was about highlighting. When she started this show, it was about highlighting and talking about, or bringing to light, a type of lifestyle to the forefront.
Drag, sweetie. Just say drag.
Okay, well, let me get to it. So it was about bringing drag to the forefront, because before RuPaul's Drag Race, a lot of people didn't know that much about drag. And if they did, they thought it was kitschy, it was silly, it was weird, it was goofy, all of that other shit. But ever since Drag Race has started, people's careers have launched. It's done so much for people. It's done so much for gay people and so much for drag queens. And now, ever since it got it started getting more popular. She got nominated for an Emmy. Now shit is like, oh, well, we about to have all the last queens come back, and we're gonna judge. They're gonna judge y'all. So fuck all the work that you did for those 10 episodes. This is all that matters now because we want ratings.
Has it been since they switched over to VH1?
Well, remember when they started, it was on VH1.
I mean, I know that, but then they went to Logo and it wasn't on VH1. And then they went back to VH1 recently. They started VH1. Was it with All Stars 2? Or was season 9 on there too? I don't remember. Either way.
I don't remember. I just know I'm tired. And then when you think about the last few winners, okay, so we got...
girl, wrap it up.
What's her name? The one that just won.
Aquaria.
I just forgot. Aquaria. So we got Aquaria. We got Violet Chachki. We got Trixie Mattel. You got fucking Sasha Velour. Like, what we doing? What are we doing? So you telling me that all these black queens that have come on the show, they're not as good. I'm frustrated. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought that this is what you were going to touch on, but I'll get into it. So there's been a very polarizing queen who came on to season 9. Her name was a Vixen. I'm assuming if you're listening this far, then you know exactly what happened with the Vixen and like how everything went down. And I feel like I'm ready to release my official statement on how I feel about the Vixen because I've wrestled around with it for weeks.
Well, I was going to say something, but you told me to wrap it up.
Well, I was saying wrap up because you was about to go with some deep ass analysis of the winners. I'm like, bitch, come on, get to the point.
No, I was going to say that she is what people have been saying, and what the Vixen slightly pointed out and what Asia tried to point out is that RuPaul has been noticeably favoring these white people, these white queens. I mean, it's fairly obvious now.
I feel like
I hate to admit it, but it is.
I you know how I am. I prefer to think the better of everybody. So I'm not necessarily ready to say that, oh, she's just out here favoring the white queens because she's better, because she like wants it better. But I think that she understands. I think that she's way more complicit in the wants of a racist fan base, and she's not willing to confront that head on, and she's not willing to go against what wins, because everybody, like, people wanted Shangela to win, but Trixie Mattel was the bigger star, and so there was some stunts and shows that was pulled to make sure that Trixie gets into the top.
Well, Trixie's not a bigger star than Shangela.
Yes, she is.
I don't think so.
She definitely is, because she's like, the Trixie and Katya show really put her on. She doesn't work as much as Shangela, but overall popularity, like, yes, she is. She's more popular than Shangela.
Okay, well, if we're talking about popularity, yes. If we're talking about talent, no.
Oh, no, that's not what I said. Not at all.
Okay.
Trixie Mattel is more popular than Shangela is. The same way fair. That Sasha Velour was more popular than Shay. The same way that Alaska being more popular than Katya, I think that they did that because they felt like they owed Alaska something. But you know, that's a whole nother something, you know what I mean? But I feel like that there are some strings that are getting pulled and she's not resisting the strings.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's catering to the white fans of the show.
But I guess my big thing is, I don't know if it's just her. I think that she's going along with I don't know if she's going along with the get along, but I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, so what y'all want to do this season? Okay, that sounds good. And then
the show is called RuPaul's Drag Race.
But girl, but allegedly the tea is RuPaul don't even own her own name. So
where you that from?
Girl, we'll talk. But I mean, it just all comes down to the fact that it's like, okay, yeah, it's just like, is Tyra America's Next Top Model? Do you really fully think that Tyra Banks is like making her own decisions based purely off of talent and not off of what's going to bring the most drama and the most ratings?
No,
she may have a say.
But that's what I'm saying. We're saying the exact same thing. I think so even if I understand there's producers on the show, we got owners of VH1, we got marketing people behind the scenes telling RuPaul what they want, what they expect from the show, and what they think is going to bring more people to the show, what they think are going to bring higher ratings. But RuPaul ain't disagreeing with it.
I don't know, disagreeing with it or not necessarily making a fuss over it.
Okay, same thing. However you want to phrase it.
Well, I don't know, because I think that what I'm trying, the point that I'm trying to make is a little bit less malicious intent behind it, to where it's not necessarily like, she's like, yeah, let's let the white people win, but it's like, okay, well, VH1 wants this person to win because they're the most popular, and RuPaul's like, I don't give a fuck, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? Is that what you're saying? And I don't know. Yes
and no. I feel like she's going along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're going off of what the fans say.
Mm-hmm.
And RuPaul's like, well, shit, let me get this check.
Right.
Fine.
And so, the thing that pisses me. Okay, so anyway, about
and also, it's not just about who's winning and who's not, but it's also what she says. Like, look at the reunion.
Yeah, we can get to the reunion. So at the reunion, for what am I about to say? For all who didn't see it, but the reunion, the biggest issue that I have with RuPaul is the fact that I feel like RuPaul shouldn't be the Tim Gunn and the Heidi Klum. I think she needs to be the Heidi Klum. She needs to be a judge. She needs to sit back, and she needs to delegate those quote unquote mentoring responsibilities out to somebody else, because she's not a good mentor. And she gets on there and pretends to want to be a mentor and to pass along whatever spiritual shit she follows, but she's only doing it for ratings. And so it comes off as gross, and then it comes off as super gross if you're not interested in it, or you go against what she says, and she's the person who's also making the decision about who's going to win the competition.
I think she definitely does have a say in who wins.
I'm not saying that she doesn't have a say in who wins, but I'm saying that if I'm going to come and you're going to be the mentor and you're going to give me advice, and then turn around and also be the person it's a conflict of interest to be the person who's judging and the person who's giving suggestions. That's why Tim Gunn doesn't have a vote on Project Runway. Because you can't be the mentor.
You always going back to Project Runway.
Because it's a well-crafted reality TV show. On the TV show, there is Heidi Klum, and she's like the figurehead and the face of the show. And she's a judge, and all she does is judge. And occasionally she'll have like a challenge during the season where she'll be like a judge, but she doesn't go back. Unless it's like her challenge, she doesn't go back and like look at what everybody's making and tell them, oh, I think you should make this change, or you should make that change. Somebody else does that so that she can stay impartial, and she just sees the final product. You know what I mean?
But then you would see less of her, and it's her show.
It doesn't have to. I mean, and I understand that, and I think that like that's part of that, and that's how it was when it was on Logo, and that's why they're keeping that. But I don't think, or like, she shouldn't moderate. Like, I think that she has her hands way too deep in it, and for her to sit on TV and be this pretend ass mentor, and then like you can't be a mentor and the judge. You got to pick
that's
one.
That's fair.
That line was crossed in the reunion, because as the not the mentor, what is it, the not MC, the moderator, as the moderator of the finale, she would, instead of asking questions and asking the questions to get answers, she jumped into the conversation and started arguing. And that's not what a moderator is supposed to do, and that's not what a figurehead would do, and somebody who would just be a judge. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Eureka wasn't supposed to be in the top 4, but here we are.
Listen, there's a lot of things that weren't supposed to happen. And so, well, anyway, so I've had complicated feelings with the Vixen, because on one hand, I think that she had valid points and that she came with a good cause. And I'll even go out on a limb to say that I don't even think that she was wrong in the things that she said to Aquaria and the things that she said to Eureka, in the way that, in the situations that were presented to her. She didn't start those arguments. They started those arguments with her. My issue with the Vixen came down to the fact that she keeps saying that she doesn't want to be portrayed as a angry black woman and and all this other stuff, yet you escalate every situation that you're in. I don't want you to see me that way, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then she doesn't want to take responsibility for the fact that she escalated the situation. She didn't have to escalate the situation. You know what I mean? It would be just in the same situation as if me and you had a disagreement. And I start bitch and and all this other stuff, and we start arguing, and we go back and forth and we argue, and then you're like, oh, and I'm like, oh well, I'm just, I don't want anybody to see me as pissed off and angry. And it's like, okay, but you took it there. Mm-hmm. And you always take it there, and you can't be upset when people don't want to back you because you react the same way every time. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Yeah. Like, no, I don't necessarily think that it's wrong to pop off on somebody, but if you're going to pop off all the time, then people aren't going to back you, because everybody doesn't like that confrontational shit, and everybody's not into it. And so for her, it was like, okay, I understand why you got mad. I understand why you got upset. Aquaria tried you. Eureka tried you, and she did instigate in Aquaria and Cracker's business, but that time that they got into that big old argument, that was when Aquaria turned around and said to her that she shouldn't have won Best Drag because that wasn't her wig. Aquaria started that shit. When they were sitting on that couch and her and Eureka got into that big ass argument that first time, it was because Eureka said some smart shit to her. So I'm not mad that she responded back. I'm not mad that she, that she came back with the clap back in the hand, and and all the other stuff. But when that's the way that you handle everything, and I'm the victim because you did this to me and I decided to escalate the situation, and now I'm mad that everybody's going to see me as the escalator when you were the escalator. When you took it to 10, when it only jumped up a little bit, she said some smart shit to you, and now y'all cussing and going off. And again, I don't think that Vixen is a bad person. I think that, understanding how RuPaul's Drag Race works, she was probably stressed. But I feel like she's conflating her message with who she is. Because it's like, I don't want y'all to portray me as an angry little black girl who just goes off on everybody, but you are angry. You cussed everybody out because they didn't like Eureka. And that may have been one moment of weakness overall, but that ruined your whole case. Because you cussed her out because everybody wasn't mad at her like you was mad at her. Flat.
Right. I agree with that. We making two different points.
Oh no, I'm just
about the Vixen.
Oh, I'm talking about the Vixen in general.
I'm talking about the whole structure of the show.
I already talked about how I don't like the structure of the show.
That's what I'm upset about, and it's obvious now. And Asia pointed it out, and I think Monet said something. I think Monet said something too. Remember, I sent you that article Asia wrote about how the fans respond to black drag queens as opposed to white drag queens, and how a lot of people from a lot of the older drag queens told her and other people on the show that, like, just to let you know, heads up, you're not gonna be like Alyssa Edwards. You're not gonna be a superstar like Sasha Velour, or you're not gonna be one of those people. Just to let you know, like, you're not gonna win, and you're not gonna get far. Just a heads up. I think that was in Entertainment Weekly.
Who told her that?
She didn't name any names. She just said that.
Former contestants or just queens in general?
She said former contestants.
That's interesting.
So, like I said, I've peeped game a long time ago, what people have been saying about RuPaul and the shit that they've been saying the examples that they've been pointing out to back it up. And then I've started noticing it in the past seasons. I'm like, okay, well, no, not. But now with this shit, like this season, it was really obvious. It was really obvious. because there's no reason why Monet should have been eliminated and Cameron survived 3 lip syncs. I'm sorry. That really left a bad taste in my mouth. But yeah, my biggest thing is I really just wanted to get that off my chest about the Vixen, because I've been struggling with how I feel about her for the longest. Because at first I was just like, you know what, bitch, I'm over it. I'm over her. I'm over it. I don't want to hear about it no more. I'm tired of seeing this bitch argue with everybody. Bring better drag. Be more polished. Worry about that. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, I just wanted to go back. I wanted to go back to where it was on talent. I'm tired of these antics for ratings. Like, it's stupid. It's silly, because now you're trying to turn this show into just any other reality competition show. Well, you know what? I feel like a part of the reason why is because of season 6, 7, and 8. Because think about it. 6, it was an exciting season, but Bianca beat the shit out of everybody. I don't know who all was holding out hope, but I knew after Snatch Game that Bianca had it in the bag. For me, season 6 was an entertaining season because the queens were actually good, but competition wise, it wasn't that good because Bianca beat the shit out of everybody. It was just obvious. Season 7 wasn't that good. All together, they got a lot of look queens and tried to get them to do things that look queens typically don't do. And then season 8, Bob beat the shit out of everybody. So when it came to season 9 and above, I mean, this is excluding All Stars, because All Stars is always trying to pull some gag and it never fucking works. Always pull some stunt, always trying to pull some show, always trying to make everybody fucking gag, and it never fucking works. We weren't into the teams on the first season. We weren't into the lip sync, so you eliminate who it is so that we can tell the producers are the one who's picking and choosing who should and shouldn't be eliminated. And we're not into All Stars 3. Bring back the entire jewelry and let them invalidate everything that Shangela accomplished. Right. All the stunts and All Stars needs to stop. And that's another thing that was obvious to me. That was obvious. Yeah. You mean to tell me that Katya just cannot beat Alaska in a lip sync? That's what you want me to believe, that Katya cannot beat Alaska in a lip sync. Not that she didn't, she cannot, because they came up against each other like 4 or 5 times. Mm-hmm. At least in All Stars 3, they was gracious enough to be like, oh yeah, we'll have Shangela beat Ben every once in a while so we can stop pretending. You know what I mean? So we can make it a little less obvious. But anyway, that was just my real whole thing. I just wanted to get out what I felt about the Vixen, because I felt like it was a conversation that I wanted to have and that I wanted to put out there for the people who are Drag Race fans along with us. And then I know some people who was asking me about it, like on Twitter and stuff, about how I felt about the Vixen. I'm just like, it's complicated, because I feel her, but then on the other hand, I don't, because I feel like she did herself a big disservice with the way that she handled everything. And for me, like Nick Ju said that she can spot a whack bitch from 50 paces. I can spot a bitch who's fronting about her shit from about 50 paces. When it comes to people and them trying to make themselves come across as I'm strong and I don't give a fuck and and all the other stuff, I can see that shit from a mile away. And bitches be fronting. She's obviously hurt. She needs to let that hurt go. She needs therapy. Yeah. And I mean, and just in the same way as what Asia was saying, where she's like, y'all see her struggling and y'all not trying to help. I mean, I am on the side of, look, I'm not trying to help nobody who's not trying to listen, because in my opinion, the Vixen, one of the issues that she had was that she came ready to make her point, but to not have any pushback. In her own, she's always on the defense. Yeah, she's defensive, and so it's she's gonna walk into she walks into, so far she's walked into every situation like, I'm already gonna be mad. I know I'm gonna be mad, so let me hurry up. So hurry up and get out what you have to say so I can react to it. Right. She came ready. She came ready to have conversations with people who were willing to listen, but she wasn't trying to have a pushback, and she was trying to have these conversations with these people after she basically yelled them down. So with her, how she would handle conflict is she'll come up, and whatever conflict jumps off, if you do one thing I don't like, I'm gonna go to 10, you gonna go to 10, or we're gonna both end up at 10. And then when it's all said and done and we both realize that we're tripping, then it's like, okay, because this is the point that I wanted to make. And it's like, okay, well, you wasn't making that point when
you was, telling me to go have my damn cigarette, girl.
She really reminds me. She really reminds me like a high school hood rat. That's how she acting.
She's young. She's very
I'm gonna
young.
be on 10 every single time, bitch, and you gonna learn not to fucking talk to me, and I'm gonna whoop your ass, girl. Ma'am, that's not how you handle every situation.
And then the other thing of like, because I did like the fact that she did say, y'all are telling me how to react, but you're not telling her how to act. But these people are on here apologizing for what they did.
Right.
Aquaria came clean and was like, I was salty that you said that you put my shit out there. And Eureka, no matter how genuine it really came across, was even like, what, I was tripping and just all other stuff. And she was like, because like even on the reunion when she was like, and then I just felt so bad because I thought I started that argument, then to go on TV and see that you said that you was testing me and and all this other stuff. And it's like, girl, you didn't feel bad about that argument. You didn't feel bad about causing that argument. You didn't. You didn't feel bad about that. You might have been mad like, oh, I didn't, want to start an argument with Eureka, or I can't believe she tried me or no shit like that. But you can't believe, I could refuse to believe in my heart of hearts that she went home feeling bad about the fact that she got into an argument with Eureka. Because when Eureka tried to squash it with her, she was like, oh, well, you fake because you trying to know. We just got into an argument on TV, and just like I am, you were very conscious of the way that you were going to appear on the TV show, because a couple days ago you was just talking about how the audience is going to perceive you because you are going to be perceived as the angry black girl. So when I come to you on the side away from the producers to see how you want to handle this, and then now I'm doing it for the cameras and I'm fake and I'm and all this other stuff, but just one the other day, wasn't you preaching for the cameras? So I can't try and settle a beef. You know what? But I refuse to get put on the block for Eureka. So,
well, I think to her point, in Vixen's defense, I think that how she viewed it when Eureka put her to the side, like, how you want to view this, she thought that Eureka was saying that it was an act, that she was performing. So how do you want to handle this? Like, how do we want to keep playing this? I think that's what she was trying to say, how she perceived the situation.
And I mean, I can understand that, but I feel like that's a perception that came after you already decided that you don't like this bitch. Because if somebody was to come up to me after we got into it the other day and be like, look, how do you want to handle this? I would take it as, especially if we're going to be on TV, I would take it as, okay, so you want to squash it, and how do we want to go about handling, because we both said some shit. We was both being rude. We was both being, I was out of pocket and you got out of pocket, and we was arguing with each other. How did you want to handle it? But instead it's not. This bitch got ulterior motives because she wants to produce this and You just as worried about your image coming out of this as I am.
Well, we don't know what she said. I'm just going off of what Vixen said at the reunion. She said that you sounded fake because you came up to me and said, how do you want to handle this?
But you don't, I can't take the word of somebody who's speaking on the bitch they don't like.
That's fair, but Eureka didn't deny that she didn't ask her that.
I don't think that, but I don't necessarily think that it's that she didn't. I don't think that she is going to deny that she said it, but I honestly don't believe that it was the intention of, okay, girl, so how you want this storyline to go. It's more of okay, so we just got into an argument on TV where people are gonna proceed.
No, I get that. I'm not talking about what's true and what isn't. I'm talking about based off what Vixen said, how she perceived what Eureka was saying.
I understand that, but I feel like my big thing is, it
sounds like Eureka was trying to. It sounds like what you're saying is that possibly Eureka was approaching her to squash it and see if we can fix this up so that way how can we fix this so that way we're not both looking shitty? But based off of what Vixen said, she perceived it as Eureka being fake and performing in front of the camera. Like all of this was a setup to make the Vixen look bad.
And a lot of that is because Vixen don't like Eureka. Because when you look back, because that's my thing. It's like I don't understand why you would think, because it's like Eureka started the whole ass argument. So if anything, it would be her that's coming to you to be like, okay, look, I'm sorry, you know what I mean, and you know, and other stuff, and she just would have did it without saying anything to you. So if you cussed her out, you could be the bad guy,
right?
You know what I mean? And so she could have just been like, okay, well, I'm gonna just apologize and ambush you with it, and you know, so we can make it into this whole last moment. But I pulled you to the side so that we can figure out that how do you want to handle this, because you know how the producers like to do, because you was just talking about how the producers like to do, but that comes from,
and she should have got clarification on that. Like, bitch, what do you mean? How we gonna handle this?
But she already didn't like her.
What are you talking about? Right. So I'm just going off of what she said.
Overall, I in a lot of my judgments, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my judgments are based off of Monet. Monet, if anybody, is one person that I trust on the show that has a decent judge of character and has a more reasonable approach or more understandable approach. I feel like she had a bird's eye view of everything that was happening, and I feel like she understands, but she's also like, I'm not about to get caught up in no dumb shit. And so if Monique is because the other thing was, and this got me too, was when the Vixen was basically trying to tell Monet like, oh yeah, Monet said this and Monet said that, and Monet was, I said what? Oh, there's cameras, and none of the cameras seem to have got me sitting around saying what you saying I said. Right. Now, I mean, who knows? Maybe, but I just really feel like, because my thing is why would Monet be sitting around talking shit about Aquaria? I think that the Vixen gets so caught up in her own, and she doesn't listen. She doesn't pay attention. She has her idea of what's going on, and then she runs with that, because it's like, oh, she was led to believe like this was a thing between Aquaria and Cracker. Everybody said that for years they had been compared, and it's a rumor going around that people think that, you know, and people say that Cracker faked her way to RuPaul's Drag Race. But then you're gonna sit around and say, oh yeah, Monet said that Cracker faked her. Why the fuck would she do that? You know what sounds like it makes more sense? Just the same way that she was pissed off about about Eureka and them, is that she thought like they might have been sitting down and having a conversation, and she could have easily have talked to Monet and been like, oh yeah, girl, you know, the similarities been going on for years, and a lot of people say it, and Monet I see the similarities and I see what people be talking about, but it's just she could have said whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And Vixen just took it along with, okay, so I'm gonna use this later in the argument, because she came back the other day and got into the business of Aquaria and Cracker and and all this other stuff. She could have been sitting around talking about how Eureka talk too much and she get on her nerves, and you know how people, your girl, she talk too much, she do too much, she get on my nerves, she be doing the most, a little bit of light shit talking that don't mean that I fucking hate her and we about to vote her off the fucking show just because I said she talk too much and she get on my nerves sometimes. But you don't like that bitch, just like you don't like Aquaria. And so you go, and just like you wanted to start some shit between her and Miss Cracker, so you take whatever you heard and you turn it into support of whatever your point is gonna be. And you think that people I can tell a bitch that ain't on her shit from a mile away, bruh. And I mean, it could all just be clever edited, and I could be wrong. If I see Vixen on the street, I'm not gonna spit in her path, and if I saw her at a show, I'll throw a couple dollars at her. But I feel like she's somebody who wants to make a point, but her methodology is wrong. She wants to make a point about not being an angry black bitch, but then going and acting like an angry black bitch, not necessarily being one, but going and cussing people out and going off on everybody and getting into all these fights all left and right because she chose to. Because the point that RuPaul was trying to make is that somebody does something wrong and you decide to escalate it, then you're the person who escalates it, especially when you start an argument with somebody. Because she's like, girl, because even with her, listen, If y'all want to argue, y'all can tweet me. Because we've been talking about this for 30 minutes. And I said that we was going to stop a while ago. But if y'all want to talk about it, specifically looking forward to Nick Jew, you can email me. You can email the show at Houston we have a problem pod@gmail.com. If you put don't even worry about putting anything in the subject because you're gonna be the only email in there. Anyway, if you would like to tweet us, you can tweet us at T for Tried It. You know what, fuck that, we're not doing all that. Just if you got something to say about the show, RuPaul's Drag Race, just send us an email. I'll respond back. We can chop it up. It's no big deal to me.
Write Raven, don't write me because I'm not about to argue.
You don't even check the email, so don't even worry about it. But
don't tweet me, don't add me nothing because I ain't about to argue with you. Raven will argue all day.
I might.
I'm gonna say what I gotta say and I'm gonna leave it on the table and I'm gonna walk away.
Right. But anyway, y'all, we appreciate y'all if y'all are still listening to this listen to us ramble on about this show because we could go for another hour and a half, but we got to get the hell up out of here. So till next time, guys, bye.
Peace.